Hey guys, welcome to KK Java Tutorials. In past video we have learned how to print a number in sequential way using three threads, right? And this is the program which I had written from scratch, right? So now if you look into this program, there is some customization we can do, especially in the client program. In client program here you can see we have created thread ourselves, right? And we have started, right? So what you can do, you can remove these parts and you can use basically executors framework, right? So we know that in executor frameworks in Java, which helps us in various way, right? You don't need to basically create a thread. So the executor service provides some utility class which we can use, and there we can specify how many thread we want in thread pool to be created, right? So while creating the thread pool we can specify the number of threads, and submitting, managing the task, executing the task, and return if after execution the task, if some result gets returned, then these are the things basically handled by the executor framework, right? So here this program already I had explained in the my past video. If you did not watch, then go and watch, right? Still I'm going to brief you. So this is my client program where we have created three threads and started, right? And here is my sequence generator task, which basically implements runnable interface. And here uh, I have to basically instance variable there. These instance variable just we have initialized in constructor and just calling the run method. And this is my resource basically class, which is going to share by the every threads, and we have a print numbers method. There we are passing the result, and this is the core logic which is basically going to call by the various thread. And here you can see I have used synchronized block, and here I have written the logic which thread has to go into the wait state and which thread will go into the go ahead without going into a wait state, and that will go print the number, and afterwards that increment number and call the notify method, notify all method, so that other waiting thread will be get notified. So this is the basically core logic to decide if thread has to go into the waiting state or not. If thread will go into waiting state, that will release the lock, right? And that will give the chance to other thread to execute this task, and after that that will notify. So here I am going to basically in this video I am going to customize this logic, right? So what I'll do, I'll copy this project, I'll create a fresh project out of this project. I would say printing numbers in sequence using threads and executor, right? Let's create. So here we have created this project. Let me close the stuff. So here if you did not understand how this logic works, then you can watch my previous video tutorial. And this code already I have posted on my blog, so end of the video I'll show you. I have posted this code on blog. So here we can make use of executor framework. So here I'm going to comment this all code. We don't require this code at all. So here I'm going to use executors dot, here we have new fixed thread pool, right? So new fixed thread pool, here you can specify how many threads you want to be created in the pool. So that number of threads you can pass it over here, and this guy is going to return a reference for executor service, right? Now once we get the reference of executor service, then we can call either you can call either execute or submit method, any of the method you can call. So here you can see execute method accept runnable as a target, and does not return any anything, right? That's return type void. If you call the submit method, then here is submit method basically accept runnable as task, and that returns the future object. So here I'm going to use submit, but even if you replace submit with execute, then this is gonna work. Now this is our runnable task, right? That I'm going to pass to this thread. here you don't have chance to name your thread. Name of the thread will be assigned by the basically pool itself, right? Thread pool itself. Executor framework is now 1, 2 and 3, right? Based on this input, basically this input basically going to decide which thread will print with which number, right? And you don't need to basically start your thread and all. So this code I'm going to basically remove. If I run this project, then here you can see now number has printed in a sequential manner. And if you look at the thread name, so just I'm printing number 1 to 10, right? So here thread 1, so every thread name is prefixed with the pool -1 hyphen, right? So thread 1 has printed 1, thread 2 2, thread 3 has printed 3. Now again thread 1 has printed 4, thread 2 5 6. So this pattern gets repeated, right? So here you can see how we can make use of the executor framework. But here if you observe this thread, this executor framework has a still running in the background, right? What's the reason? We did not shut down this executor framework. So let's refactor this code. So I'll right click, select all the code, surround with, I will do try catch, right? And now here this executor framework I will initialize out of this try block, and we can have a one finally block there. We can close the resource. I'll say if executor framework not equal to null, then we can close this guy, right? Sorry, you have to call the close, sorry, not close but shut down. So gracefully this executor, this executor service will be shut down, right? Now let's say I'm going to make this range as 20. If I run, then here you can see the output number will be printed till 20, right? And how every task is basically distributed among three threads within the thread pool, right? So that's it I want to discuss in this video tutorial, guys. So this code already I have posted on my blog. If you look at my blog, so let me open incognito mode. So if I go to my blog kkjavatutorials.com, so here already I have posted print numbers in sequence using 3 threads and executor service. So if you click over here, then here you can see this is the code already I have posted, right? So you can go and you can see this code. If you want, you can copy paste, you can do some kind of R&D so that make some change and try to customize as much as possible, right? So that's all I wanted to discuss in this video tutorial, guys. So guys, big thank you. And before leaving, let me tell you, I'm going to provide link of this source code, right, in the video description part. So directly either you can visit on my blog or you can basically navigate from the video description there. I'm going to provide the link. So guys, big thank you and see you there in the next video tutorial.